Hello, we're Central Michigan University Formula SAE at Chippewa Racing. My name is Mark Rich. I'm our drivetrain and powertrain lead.
My name is Carson Lindy. I am our suspension and chassis lead.
I'm Jordy Rude. I am our electrical lead.
And I'm Kate Kazowski, the business lead.
Here at Chippewa Racing, we use the past to build our future. Some of our strengths include acceleration events, as well as the cost event where we consistently score very high at competition. Some of the weaknesses are reliability, particularly in the endurance events, as well as design presentations and team organization and structure throughout the year. At the last competition in 2018, we scored 59th overall, and at the 2020 virtual design competition, we learned many valuable tips from the design judges to help us in the future.
Chippewa Racing is no stranger to adversity. Throughout the last year, we've gone through a number of hardships that don't just include the struggles from COVID-19. We've gone through financial challenges from the department starting to restrict funding. That is also a result of COVID-19. We've also gone through leadership changes throughout the years, from losing advisors to important team leaders who have decided to leave the team. And then the direct results of COVID-19, with having the school shut down right after our spring break in March, which was a complete shutdown that completely halted production of the car and kept everybody out of the shop. But a positive or a light side to that has been the amount of team members that we've been able to maintain through that process. We've actually been able to maintain 100% of all of our team members except for our graduating seniors from last year, as well as now gaining a handful of new members this year.
We've been through a lot of adversity as a team, and there's always room for improvement. So now I'm going to talk about our team goals. Member recruitment and retention is very important to us here at Formula SAE. We want to have a welcoming place so that people can come and they feel that they want to stay for the full 4 years. Vehicle reliability is also important. We want to make sure that our car will start and perform well every time. Financial stability is also important. We have had some financial hardships in the past, but we have overcome them, and we are now financially stable, and we want to stay this way in the future. We want better data acquisition for more quality testing and development. And with all of these improvements and goals, we want to be able to place top 50 at competition.
So first we're going to talk about powertrain. For our motor, we're running a 2007 Yamaha YZF R6 engine with 599 cc's of displacement. We've been running this motor since the team's inception. We've had no problems with it. We know the motor inside and out, which is why we've continued to use it all the way up until CR21. The big highlight for powertrain this year is a brand new exhaust system. We're expecting to see about a 25% increase in flow from manifold inlet all the way to exhaust tip outlet, pending testing and validation. Also with this exhaust system is a completely new titanium metal 3D printed collector for heat resistance and accuracy. The exhaust is also very compact for packaging purposes. It also includes a Graves exhaust muffler to help with sound levels to meet tech inspection. We've also included a brand new radiator size this year. Should help stabilize with cooling efficiency. We communicated directly with CNR Racing about this and using the recommended size that they provided to us. And then finally, we're carrying over our intake manifold from CR18 up until CR21. So next we're going to talk about drivetrain. Drivetrain has had a complete overhaul this year in CR21, mainly in part because we've had a reduction in wheel size from our previous car now to this car. We've went from 12-inch wheels now down to 10-inch wheels, which has completely resized everything from our hubs, axles, bearings, differentials, and just about everything else. Which moves me into our brand new Drexler Motorsport differential. The Drexler Motorsport differential includes 3 different ramp angle settings. We've also had to design a custom differential mount to completely house and enclose everything. We're looking to run a 4-to-1 sprocket ratio this year, hopefully improve our excel times and also bump up our low end torque, which should help with that.
Alright, so for the electrical system for the CR21, we are running an AmpEFI MS3 Pro Evo engine control unit. This is a major improvement over MicroSquirt V3 because we have improved data acquisition as well as improved tune reliability. Something we're very excited about through the capability of the MS3 Pro is an ECU control cooling system. This will allow us to set the cooling system to turn on at certain temperatures without the need for a manual switch like in the past. We are using paddle shifters on the back of our steering wheel. This is an improvement over the momentary switches we used on the old car because it's more reliable and it has faster shifting times. We are using a race technology display 2. So a major advantage over that is we have shifting lights that we can set for when we reach a certain RPM. We have oil pressure, we can read engine speed and wheel speed, we can read battery voltage levels and alternator current. Another thing we're very excited about to introduce is launch control through the MS3 Pro. That just runs a program and will set the maximum RPM during our testing days that are soon to come. And something that we're working on that is a major improvement over previous year's cars is effective weatherproofing, where in the past we've had electrical shortages due to water damage. This year we're aiming to reduce that completely, and overall we're very excited about this electrical system for this car. We believe that we will do very well.
Moving on to chassis, we implemented a heavy redesign of the whole frame of the vehicle, reducing the weight by 5 pounds, lengthening the entire vehicle by around 2 inches, as well as making the vehicle narrower and lowering the roll hoops on the vehicle. This helped us lower our roll centers on the vehicle. We also removed the suspension from the rear engine mount, which allows us to remove and install the engine much easier. This chassis was also designed with future aerodynamics in mind. Moving on to suspension, we decided to stick with our Öhlins shocks and dampeners due to the success that we've had in the past with them. On the rear suspension, we improved to one-plane suspension geometry. This allows us to optimize spring rates and other suspension components much easier. Due to the small tire setup that we went with, we had to modify the uprights. This helped us cut weight substantially on each corner of the vehicle. We also, due to this, moved to an ISR brake system. Moving on to driver controls, within the steering system, we 3D printed a completely ergonomically designed steering wheel out of nylon infused with carbon fiber on our Mark Forged printer. We also implemented KRZ paddle shifters, which allow easier shifting, and a CAS technology steering rack, which was specially designed for Formula SAE cars. With 180 degrees of lock-to-lock, it gives us much more controllability in our steering. We also implemented a driver-molded seats, which we plan on laying up with fiberglass and carbon.
SAE and Chippewa Racing is very involved. We have continued involvement with the Learn Twice program, even through COVID. CMU campus involvement includes CMU New Day, where people from different high schools all over Michigan come to Central and we are able to showcase our vehicle and what Formula has to offer. And also Main Stage, where we set up a tent outside and new freshmen and any new people get to come and see what Formula is all about, which actually helps with our recruitment. Also, team acknowledgements that I would like to mention is the SAE Honeywell Outstanding Collegiate Branch Award for 2020 and 2021. This is very important with our financial stability with all of the things going on with COVID. Also, we were one of the recipients for the Gene Haas grant.
Thank you for your time and your continued support, and fire up, Chips.